Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Front Row Chaos. I'm your host, Travis, and always, can't say it enough, I'm ecstatic to be here with you doing another reaction video. And this one, we're going to do another Tom MacDonald song. Now, this came again from you great fans out there giving me all these suggestions to do. And I got to this one, and I thought, let's do one called Snowflakes. Now, anytime I do a Tom song, it's always heavy, and he's got a lot packed into a few minutes. And so we're going to go through this together right here. Please hit that like and subscribe. I can't thank you enough. I really, really do appreciate you and your input and your help in supporting me grow this channel. Just thank you so much. So let's get right into Tom MacDonald and Snowflakes.
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings, but you're pro-choice. Abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just say.
Oh boy. Wow. And the subtitle thing doesn't seem to be working on this one, so I'm going to rewind it a few bars here, and I want to go through that again because that was heavy, as always with a good Tom song, right from the start.
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings, but you're pro-choice. Abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the...
Oh, if America is so bad, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration, which we know is a monster problem right now in America. I mean, the worst it's ever been. And why would you all want to come here if it was so bad, right? So that obviously, we know it's not that. That's what they want to tell us. That's all we hear about how bad we are in America. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, baloney. Baloney. We are the greatest country as far as what we've accomplished in such a short time. You know, sorry, we wouldn't have the immigration issue if it wasn't the case. But Tom is so spot on as usual. And his lyrics, he hits that every time right on the head with that hammer, just right on.
Predictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days. Hear him preaching at the
you know, let's hit that back a few. I want to listen to that again.
Used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days. Hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling...
Oh, man, hating straight folks, white men, and Christians is common. Holy mackerel, Tom, I tell you. You know, like I've said before, he's a fortune teller. He's telling this, and he could have said this years ago, which I know he has, and it's coming true. It is so true what he says, even though we may not like it, may not agree with it. It's true. You can't argue with truth. You know, that's one thing that I have no problem with. If it's the truth, it's the truth. The truth hurts sometimes. We know that. That's the old saying. So let me hit that back too.
His, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days.
You know, that's another thing I wanted to hit on. I'm glad I went back that far. That pronoun stuff, I haven't ran into it yet, thank goodness, myself, where I had to call whoever, whatever they wanted to be called. Usually it's just, you know, he, she, or it's about the only choices out there. But it is a real problem in some areas, and I just don't know how I would handle that. I guess I would. I don't know. That's a whole nother topic for another day.
Preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country, and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. Black folks and white folks divided.
Oh man, let me hit that back a few. and I know I'm missing some lines, and I apologize, but if I pick this thing apart, every line, we would be here for an hour. So I do apologize, and I know some of you like that, but unfortunately I can't. My brain, like I told you before, does not process a Tom song on the first go round, all the way. Obviously, I don't know anybody's who would, but it is a difficult thing to do. So I apologize if I'm not hitting every one of these lines, but I'm going to try.
Based on fear, black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans.
Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. That is something that's always bugged me. I am not a veteran myself, but I have my dad and others that I know, friends that are veterans. And, the sacrifice you have to make when you sign up to be in the military, we all know you're going to be away from your family for an X amount of time. So that's already hard to do. And the pay is not great. And, all these sacrifices that you would make to join the military, I really think we owe them when they get out. It's just, I know you got the GI Bill and stuff like that, and that's great, but there's a lot of things that we could be doing better for our veterans. And I would think it would increase our sign-ups for the military if that was the case. So that's just one thing I want to throw out there. But, giving welfare instead of taking care of the veterans is definitely not the way to go.
Folks and white folks divided by the news, but we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa.
Yeah.
You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. No more snowflakes.
They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering...
Oh, whoa. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. So they're setting us up to fail. And yeah, I agree with that, Tom, totally.
Used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole. Screw it, I ain't tripping, I don't mean to be mean. But if our children are the future, then our future is bleak. They take an Adderall to focus, hit McDonald's to eat. They're addicted to phones and they take Xanax to sleep.
Now, we've already hit that on one of his songs, the phone thing, which it really does drive me crazy. I am not a phone guy. I know a lot of people that are on that thing all the time. It's sad to me when you go into a restaurant and you see a bunch of teenagers sitting around and not talking, but they're all on their phone. And I really think it's going to be a detriment to us in the future with communication. And I really think it's already making an effect. And I think that it is not good when that's kind of what life is like now. Now, I do appreciate everybody who watches me on their phone. I do appreciate that, but I want you to obviously do it and not take away from something else that you might be looking to do. But that is, and then going over to eat at McDonald's. When I was younger, there was not fast food restaurants everywhere, and so it wasn't like that. And we all know that if you're older. And now you can get food anywhere, and it's not good food for you. Period. We all know that too, but we still do it. And it's just, we have to have a balance or we're going to be in real trouble later on in this generation.
The lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we paint the patriots as Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women.
Oh, man. I got to hit that back a few. Now, he had a couple of good ones right here.
They blurred the lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we...
They blur the lines dividing communism and democracy. If that is not true, that is absolutely true. They are doing that on purpose to try to make us think that a socialist system is better. And we all know it's not. It's failed left and right everywhere. It's not better. Again, Tom hits it on the head. And then in this next line,
patriots as Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women.
Okay, so the two lines there, patriots are now Nazis. I've heard, and I don't know where, but I've heard that displaying the American flag can sometimes be considered racism. And that is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. And then you go from there to the men playing women's sports. There's a guy on YouTube that I can't remember his name, but he does a parody where he is saying that he came from a men's swim team where he was average, and then he changed to a woman and got on the women's swim team, and he's just killing records left and right. It's hilarious. You ought to try to find it. I don't know the guy's name, but I watched it one time, and it was a total parody on this issue that Tom is speaking about, which is absolutely insane to me, that you would let males into a female sport and let them play and have things count towards, scoring and time and this and that. It's ridiculous, and it's something that has to be stopped.
Black, your life matters, you're supposed to embrace it. If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave. All of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist.
So, and I don't care if you're gay or not. That's fine with me. Whatever you want to do with yourself, that's your business. But if I'm white, I'm a racist. It's crazy. But again, it's true.
Capitalism, like that's the reason things are tough. While you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks, you're supporting what you stand against. You don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn, dog, we're all afraid to speak the truth. And the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Cause honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no, the forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way, no way. Gasoline and propane, more flames. Oh no, no more snowflakes.
We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Ay, everybody's wrong, that's a real problem. Ay, they don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Ay, soon enough, we running out of options. Ay, this ain't gonna end till it's in the coffin. Ay, we ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. Ay, I don't know how we can make amends or we drop it. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no.
Snowflakes melt when it's hot.
There'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes.
Man. Mr. Tom. And Nova. Nova, as always, does an outstanding job with her videos. I think we really went through it pretty well together. I know that I may have missed a few lines, and I apologize for that. Again, I'd like to do the whole thing, but I don't think most people would want me to stop every couple of seconds. But if you did, then let me know. I'll do whatever you want done out there. As long as it's the majority, that's kind of how I got to work things. But I just want to thank you for watching and listening, Front Row Chaos. I appreciate you tremendously. And hats off to Tom MacDonald and Nova. They just did a great job as usual. And we'll see you again right here for the next reaction, right here on Front Row Chaos. You have a blessed and great day.